Another great thing that's happened since Trump and Vance got elected 10 years ago. We stay together for the kids. Doesn't matter what's happening in the marriage at all.
Pronoun of the day is slugs.
Today, this feminist TikToker is spiraling and losing her mind on camera. So this liberal woman, who's a big Kamala supporter, is putting on an actual Handmaid's Tale outfit, recording herself with the caption, "Portal from 2034, and both pre-Trump's election and post-Trump's election, posting these skits intended to show what life will be like under Trump. And they are actually among the most unhinged things I've ever seen on TikTok, which, guys, that's saying something. Take a look at this first one.
Oh my God, congrats, ladies, we did it. This is, as you know, a portal, and it's actually 2034. And we got Trump elected in 2024. So exciting. What else happened? We wear these cute outfits, and get ready with me is so easy. I'm ready.
So on screen, she put, "We haven't had to vote since," which, guys, it's just all so delusional. Women losing the right to vote is not a thing. It's not something Trump wants to do. It's not something he even could do if he wanted to. It's in the Constitution. The whole thing is bizarre and kind of offensive to the actual struggles that women go through in many places of the world where they are oppressed, to cosplay their oppression like this. I did have to laugh at the bit where she's like, "Get ready with me are so easy now." Like, if this wasn't serious, because this chick is for real. I checked out her page and she talks a lot about Project 2025 and this will be Trump's America. She's not like making fun of woke white women. If so, this would be kind of amazing. It's actually insane. She thinks this is what's going to happen, or at least something like this might happen. Nobody is going to force you to wear Handmaid's Tale outfits. That's some of the most delulu, hysterical nonsense I've seen on the Clock app in a minute. And apparently this woman also thinks, in another post she did where she tried to encourage Republican women to vote for Kamala, that if they don't, they might not go to school or work anymore in just a few years, in her portal from 2034.
Hey, I just want to jump on here real quick and talk about some of the positives of voting for Trump and Vance 8 years ago. Getting ready is so easy. Like when you're going to school. I mean, well, we don't go to school anymore, but going to work for it. But I mean, women don't go to work anymore either. But I mean, can you imagine? But it's so easy. This is what you wear. And this is my wedding dress. I got married. So that's a positive.
Y'all, she really did hit the crack pipe. And she needs to put it down. Like, she has had enough. Women no longer working. What? Trump? Actually, and you can make so many criticisms about Trump and women, but this just isn't one of them. He just appointed the first female chief of staff, and he appointed a bunch of women to his cabinet. Like, this is mental illness. This is actually diagnosable, certifiable mental illness. And you should seek help, not spread this fear and panic to the whole world and to countless thousands upon thousands of women who've seen this video and might in some small way take it seriously. That is not a good legacy to be leaving on the world through the internet, making people paranoid and scaring them with fake scenarios that aren't real. And I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe she has spoken out about it somewhere, but something tells me this creator hasn't actually spoken about the plight of women in Muslim majority countries in the Middle East, which often actually does resemble The Handmaid's Tale, at least in some ways. But yes, Trump Vance's America is going to be like this. Like, give me a break. And it's crazy too, because some of the issues like related to abortion and other things play favorably for Democrats with a lot of people, but they just can't help themselves. Some of these online progressives from just going off the plot, losing the plot and taking it all to the nth degree and just coming off as lunatics. Now, this one is actually like profoundly offensive because she's either through makeup or through some graphical effect on TikTok, I can't quite tell, given herself a black eye and a bloody nose with this video message from 2034, where she writes in the caption that JD Vance believes we need to get rid of no-fault divorce, meaning that women should stay in marriages that are violent.
Another great thing that's happened since Trump and Vance got elected 10 years ago. We stay together for the kids. Doesn't matter what's happening in the marriage at all. So it's very pro-family.
Is it just me, or is it actually offensive to survivors of domestic violence to cosplay their trauma to make political points and cheap partisan shots that are not based in reality? First of all, the Trump administration is not going to get rid of no-fault divorce. I think that's a state level debate anyway, and I don't think that will even happen at the state level. But even if they did, physical abuse is one of the faults that you can cite and get a divorce, even in absence of no-fault divorce. Now, would there be problems with women having to prove that in court in order to obtain a divorce? Yes, which is one of the reasons why I don't want to get rid of no-fault divorce, but that's not going to happen. It's all just more fear-mongering and alarmism. Like, that is not going to happen. If I'm wrong, I will come on here and I will admit it and tell you all that I'm just absolutely have no credibility at all. But I promise you, I do not think that is going to happen. And such a serious topic should be discussed seriously, like tethered to the facts. And maybe you want to say, hey, some conservatives do oppose no-fault divorce, and that would be really harmful. And that is true. Some do out there. But to dress up like a battered wife, even with the blood and the eye makeup for a little skit for the internet, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a snowflake, but I find that deeply distasteful. Now, this woman also has a very nuanced and sophisticated explanation for the MAGA movement and why people support Trump over Harris.
Trump and Vance did win in 2024. It's 2034 now. Remember how we were all chanting MAGA, make America great again, which is fun. Loved it. It actually meant, man, aren't girls assholes? You gotta laugh about it.
Yeah, people who support Trump all just hate women. There couldn't be any other explanation. It couldn't have anything to do with inflation or border policy or economics or foreign policy or anything else. They must all just be misogynists, including the millions and millions of women who voted for Trump. They must just all think women are assholes. Nobody is buying this anymore. And I mean, they can keep pushing this crap. And it worked more in 2016, where people really did believe them when they just constantly said racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, two-spirit phobia, whatever. But like, they've overdone it so much. They've cried wolf so many times. They've just thrown these labels around like candy on Halloween that no one takes them seriously. And you can't scream racism and sexism to explain an election where huge amounts of minorities and women voted for the sexist and racist side. Like, it's got to be about more than that, okay? It's got to be. And you're not helping your own side by doing this kind of Delulu denialism. You're actually totally ignoring the ways in which your side and your candidate failed, which means you're going to repeat the mistakes. Now, thankfully, I do see some mainstream Democratic politicians and media commentators actually having a conversation about what went wrong and trying to talk about what they need to do differently. But internet activists, on the other hand, are still firmly in Delulu land. Oh, I had to suffer through this woman's TikTok page at great length because it kept showing them to me and I kept seeing them and being like, this is crazy, and then watching them and it kept showing me more and more and more. So I had to feel that pain. So you all do too, because that's how this works. So you're welcome. Thank you for suffering through it with me. Make sure you hit that like button to reward my suffering, and do comment with your thoughts below.